What's up everybody, it's your boy David. This week I'm taking a quick break from my ongoing Necron terrain series to make something a little different. I initially designed these to be some sort of Tyranid spore pods, but during the process I realized a few minor tweaks could make them great for a lot of options. I'll go over those ideas at the end, but for now, let's get to it. The inspiration for this build was these rubber popper party favors. These were popular back when I was a kid. These ones have a vague frog design on them, and I thought that building on this existing texture and adding in some bug parts would be a great start. With that as a direction, I started chopping up these dollar store plastic spiders. The legs were my main goal here, but I decided to use some of the bodies and abdomens too. To strengthen up the poppers and make sure they wouldn't deform after painting, I filled them up partway with hot glue. Then I cut some medium weight chipboard circles for the bases, slapped a pile of hot glue on top, and smushed the poppers on. Next, I beveled the edges of the bases and hit the poppers with some light sanding too to help with paint adhesion. I did this after mounting them to the base so they'd have the hot glue helping keep them rigid. After getting them based, I started cleaning up the bug bits to get them ready for mounting. This was mostly cleaning up mold lines and softening the hard edges from where I'd cut them. I also trimmed some spots on the poppers for the larger bug pieces to fit together on. Adding some extra detail to the pods was accomplished with slow lines of low-temperature hot glue. Also, I hot glued the larger bug pieces in place. I attached the leggy bits with superglue and baking soda instead. This let me mount them in a way that was strong for the small pieces without obscuring any detail. I followed this up with a layer of black magic base coat, a quick black primer, and moved on to painting. I started by painting everything a medium red, and then followed this up with a lighter skin tone dry brush to bring out the details. After that, I did a thin coat of red ink on the fleshy areas of the pod proper. I wound up painting the tentacles a different color after this, but the raw, disgusting, fleshy look at this stage made me realize how well these could work for Chaos or Cthulhu terrain with some minor alterations. Heading in a more Tyranid/Zerg direction with this set, though, I moved on to a light purple for the tendrils. Next was ink for them, a purple this time, and a lighter dry brush on top since they didn't have the same depth of color as the fleshy pods. To really bring out the details and tie the whole piece together, I hit the whole model with a very light dry brush and an ink. I finished off by basing my usual way, edging the base in black, supergluing on my coffee ground tea leaf mix, and adding on my preferred choice of dry pigments. And with that, this version of the pieces was complete. Like I mentioned, some minor design or color changes could turn this basic idea into a lot of gnarly, creepy stuff. Adding some chitten plates would make them more definitively Tyranid in nature. Leaning a bit more towards tentacles, plus a purple or green color scheme, could make for some great Cthulhu terrain or even a shuggoth. The other version I'm excited about experimenting with is doing more fleshy bits and sores like I did on my Beast of Nurgle for some more chaos scatter. But that's a build for another day. Hope you enjoyed, folks, and don't forget to stay safe, sane, and crafty out there. And I'll see you in the next build.